Good morning friends, welcome to this new series that I have started. This is a series that brings to you the most expected questions for 2026 Anthropology Mains paper. Now before we jump on to talk about today's important area, I would want to bring to you something very important. Those of you who are anthropology students writing this year's main examination, you can actually download the list of almost 80 different areas with very contemporary nature of questions from our website sosin.com. On the home page, you can actually see here the anthropology important areas for 2026. You can click the tab and get to this particular PDF, that is UPSC CSE Mains 2026 Mains most expected areas. Having done this, let us move on to today's topic. The topic for the day is digital kinship. See, when we talk about kinship, most of you are aware of this topic in paper 1, chapter 2.6. where you have various sub-concepts related to kinship. See, this whole chapter, that is chapter 2, we generally put it under concepts of society and culture and familial anthropology. When I say familial anthropology, you are largely studying the concepts such as family, marriage and kinship. See, from these topics in UPSC, we have found this trend that the latest topics of discussion, controversies, etc. and debates, they form part of the questions. So, keeping this in view and looking at the trends in the last 2 decades, I am bringing to you very interesting question and very interesting topic and the related questions. So, the topic of the day is digital kinship. What we are trying to do is, in this particular discussion, I will give you the basic structure in which you are supposed to answer your question, and then we will also try to help you with some of the important case studies that you should and must study for this particular topic. So, in the field of digital kinship, one of the questions that you can look for in the examination is digital technologies have transformed traditional notions of kinship and relatedness, and discuss the concept of digital kinship with suitable examples. This is one kind of a question that you should be preparing for. Let me bring to you the core idea of digital kinship and various other discussions associated with it. As you could see here, I have tried to arrange the structure for this particular question, because for most of the students, how to structure the answer is a major problem. And I think these kind of structures that I am going to provide to you in the coming weeks before you go to the actual UPSC exam, and I am pretty much sure these structures and the related discussions will be of a great utility for you. This may look to be a very common kind of a structure, nevertheless, let us look at it. So, what is the meaning of digital kinship, and otherwise the kinship studies have evolved in anthropology, and how exactly they shifted, and what are the various dimensions of digital kinship that you have to look into. I have identified a few of them, like how biological kinships are maintained, what are the fictive kinships that might emerge because of the digital technologies, and how exactly the digital technologies have revolutionized the parenting and the artificial kinships, and of course in Indian context how the digital kinship has emerged in the recent times. And something that I really want you to look into is various thinkers, the contemporary thinkers and the concepts they gave in the context of kinship in specific, and digital kinship also as an extension of it, and how exactly digital kinship is significant for anthropological aspects. See, previously when kinship based questions were asked, some of you who might have studied this topic of kinship to a greater depth, You might have seen this, that at one point of time in anthropology, kinship actually attracted a lot of studies. But over a period of time, it was observed that the importance that was given to kinship by the thinkers had drastically come down, and that may also be reflecting the trend in which the global societies were moving towards, meaning that when kinship was losing its importance in the societies and cultures, naturally within anthropology also the importance that was given to the kinship studies had drastically come down. Here you may perhaps recall one of the interesting concepts that was put across by, or the comments that was put across by Malinowski, that was kinship algebra. This was the term that he had used in the context of kinship terminologies. Now, keeping this in view, now what we see is the digitalization era had drastically altered every realm of the human society, so much to say that the kinship is one of the major things that has taken a beating. If not a beating, maybe it got hugely altered because of the digital technologies. Now, this structure, I want you to actually keep with you. Whatever questions that we are trying to discuss, I would want you to get into these details of the structure, and let us get into discussion of some of these things. Let me begin with the basic definition that we can identify for digital kinship. I know this is a very contemporary term, and hence you don't have many definitions for the term, but one that I can actually provide for you, you can look at it. So digital kinship may refer to the creation, maintenance, transformation of the kin-like relationships through digital technologies such as social media, online platforms, virtual communities, and communication networks. So I am actually trying to bring to you the basic understanding that we can get on this particular term. I am not trying to get this definition either from some dictionary or some textbook or from any thinker, but this is the broader understanding that I am trying to provide to you. Having said this, you can actually bring the discussion about how the kinship system studies had evolved in anthropology, starting from Morgan to Brown to Levi-Strauss to contemporary anthropological writers like Schneider. So by the time we come to Schneider, we see the re-emergence of discussions of kinship in altogether a different fashion. So this forms one of the major aspects in your answer, and hence you also have to keep in mind certain sideline questions, like you should be able to generate answers for questions like evolution of kinship studies in anthropology. This is a very conventional question, but because this is the apt opportunity for me to communicate this to you, that on the sidelines whatever other topics that may be existing in relation to the ones that I am talking about, I would want you to get into those, revise, and maybe perhaps generate an answer extempore and keep it ready for your exam. Now let me bring to you some of the dimensions related to digital kinship. One very important thing is how biological kinships can be maintained, can be not simply maintained, but in the contemporary times, how they can be strengthened at a time when the kinship ties are actually becoming much looser. In such a context, how technology can bring people together. It is from that point of view. So the kind of communications that we have, or the video celebrations, or the digital rituals that we have been getting involved with. I mean, these examples I'm giving so that you get an idea that what all other things can actually be put under these topics. And in order to bring a very newness to your answer, very kind of novelty to your answer, I want you to incorporate some of the very contemporary case studies. Having said that, see, digital kinship, the topic itself is very contemporary, and hence whatever examples or whatever case studies that we are trying to bring here, they are definitely the novel ones. So You can perhaps look at this case study, very important one in the contemporary times. This was a case study related to the Filipino migrant mothers who were separated from their children, and that is the book published in 2012, Migration and New Media, Transnational Families in Polymedia. This is a very important book wherein the relationship between the children and the Filipino mothers, they were actually studied in the context of digitalization. Coming to the other dimension of digital kinship is digital fictive kinship. See, in the conventional topics, you must have come across fictitious kins, but here we are talking about fictive kinship because of the digital technologies. So, some of the examples that I was trying to bring, whether they are gaming groups or fan communities, support groups, etc., they actually get into this kind of more or less a stronger permanent relationship on the fictive lines. And then you have something very revolutionary, that is artificial kinship and digital parenting, where you can give the examples of how the AI companions or the virtual assistants, social robots, how they have been helping out people. Even the infant child care is now happening with the help of, so this is where the cyborgs are emerging, relationships between the humans and the machines, giving rise to yet another topic in your syllabus, that is cyborg anthropology. Now, cyborg anthropology, this topic is getting revolutionized because of the newer entries of technologies into the human life. Now, coming to the other aspect, that is in the specific context of India, how the digital kinships have got revolutionized and what are the discussion points today. And some examples I was trying to give here, because I'm trying to look at this question of about 20 marks or 25 marks. So, and hence, I'm trying to bring to you different dimensions of this topic, so that, in the examination, you're not only not surprised, but you are in a position to, with a huge command, you will be in a position to generate the answer. Now, some of the things there, migrant populations within India. So, how the migration in Indian families, urbanization, urban rural migration, or the transnational migration, how it has actually revolutionized. And then other case studies are there that are related to the caste and the community networks, online caste networks, and then LGBTQ movement, etc. These are some of the dimensions which are actually giving rise to the digital kinships. In the description, I'm going to add these important thinkers and the concepts they have given. This is in the context of kinship. The idea is you should be abreast with the latest terminologies and concepts that are emerging in the subject. So any of these, if at all they appear in your exam, you should be in a position to generate an answer. For example, Digital Anthropology of Daniel Miller, this is a very highly expected question in the exam. Of course, all other things are there, but this one is highly expected, and you're not supposed to neglect this particular topic, digital anthropology, because huge lot of papers have been submitted on this particular topic, and not to forget Daniel Miller on that. And you can perhaps conclude this particular question with any kind of limitations to this topic of digital kinship, because after all, when we are talking about an extension of the human, we are getting into the machine world. So how exactly a dehumanization of relationships has been happening because of this, and what kind of psychological impact on individuals and the society in general can happen. Nevertheless, how the concept is quite relevant in today's world in explaining the kind of changes the human society has been experiencing. So I think that's where we are, and I welcome you to this particular journey. Let us continue talking about the very important areas for this year's UPSC Anthropology Mains paper. And don't forget to subscribe to this particular channel, so that whatever is novel, whatever is important at this juncture of your preparation, you will be communicated through this particular medium. Have a great time. Signing off, Sosin, Anthropology faculty, Sosin Academy. Thank you.